Other news now, and tens of thousands of people are protesting in the streets of Georgia's capital for the third consecutive day. Now, police fired water cannon at the crowds as some demonstrators turned violent. Now, the demonstration in Tbilisi is against the government's so-called foreign influence law. It follows a rally in support of the ruling party on Monday. The legislation will require organisations receiving funds from abroad to register as foreign agents. Well, Yulia Shapovalova can join us now live on the phone from Tbilisi. And Yulia, can you just bring us up to date with what is happening there now? Because we have seen some very intense clashes between the demonstrators and riot police there.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. I have to run away from the place where the protests are taking place right now because the police use pepper spray, and now I know how it tastes. So basically, the police have started to crack down on that opposition rally against the law on foreign influence near the Parliament building. They not just use pepper spray, but also water cannon, as you said, and stun grenades. And right now they're clearing a territory near the Georgian Parliament. The Ministry of Internal Affairs stated that the protests near the Parliament building turned violent. So the authorities have begun to implement measures to restore public order there, pushing protesters away from the territory. And also we saw several police units used water cannons, leaving just one path for the protesters to retreat. So the demonstrators did retreat, but at the moment, the situation is not stable at all because the Parliament building is surrounded by security forces. But now there are some clashes on Rustaveli Avenue in the city centre, and it's hard to work for us there as well. We tried to go live several times, but the police were not allowing us to do so. Earlier tonight, that rally actually started quite peacefully, but turned a bit ugly. Tens of thousands of people gathered there. The police were asking the protesters to comply with the demands of law enforcement officers, but at some point things got out of control, and the protests as well as clashes are still ongoing. And actually, numerous opposition rallies have been taking place here for more than 2 weeks. People were gathering almost daily to protest against that law, calling it the Russian law. And looks like this foreign influence or foreign agents law, as they call it here, is just a pretext for the opposition to get to the streets because people who have been protesting here feel that Georgia is moving towards Russia politically, and these people do not support Russia's policies and actions, and they see this rapprochement as highly undesirable, as they say. Yeah.
OK, Yulia, can you just tell us a little bit more about this proposed legislation and just give us an explanation as to why it is so controversial that we're seeing massive demonstrations and clashes with riot police?
Well, actually, this law is not new. I mean, it was first introduced last year, but the government had to revoke it because it caused massive anti-government protests. So basically, they say that this law reminds them the law that is used in Russia, because in Russia, the Russian authorities are using pretty much the same legislation to crack down on the Kremlin critics. So therefore, the Georgian people, they say that they do not want to look like Russia. They just want to move away from Russia. I mean, that's what we're hearing from the opposition members. And they do not really want to, they do want to be part of Europe. They want to go to the European Union. And actually in December last year, Georgia was granted a candidate status, an EU candidate status. And right now, the European Union actually warning the Georgian authorities, asking them not to go ahead with this law, not to adopt it, because otherwise Georgia can lose that status.
OK, thanks so much, Yulia Shapovalova, for us there in Tbilisi.